Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to show you the outfit of today and the makeup because honestly, I'm obsessed with myself and I'm not ashamed of it. Like, I feel like such an Italian, beautiful woman. Like, look at the fit. This is lean skirt that I bought on Mercato for like €3, I think. I'm obsessed, but this is not the topic of today's video. Today's video is gonna be about conversations and about the way you're talking to others and to the universe. You guys not even understand how important it is to talk right to the universe, to talk right to other people, and how big of a change it is when you actually start speaking in the right way. For example, this is something I'm teaching to my brother right now because like he is growing up, he is a teenager, and of course he has lots of emotions, he has lots of hormones, and sometimes he's just getting angry out of nowhere, like right away. And he started saying like hurtful stuff that I know like he didn't want to say the hurtful stuff, but the way he's talking is just not very nice, you know? And what I learned about relationships is that you can communicate everything if you're just saying it in the right way. For example, if you say, oh, you're annoying, it's different than you say, this action really annoyed me, I'm asking you not to do it again in my presence. And like those two approaches are totally different because the first one is basically I'm putting shame on you. I'm saying that you're this, and that, and this is not very nice to hear. This is like being very offensive to the other person. The second approach is basically putting on the boundary. This action makes me feel some type of way. So therefore, I'm communicating to you right now that I don't like it, and I'm asking you not to do it again. Those two approaches are basically the same thing, but put it into different words. And the first one has totally different hearing than the second one. So that's why, like, whenever I'm talking to somebody and I hear them even being offensive in the first place, I'm not trying to be defensive back. I'm trying to be like the bigger person. And I'm like, I know what you're trying to say, or I wish I know what you're trying to say. Like, I hope I know what you mean. But the way you're talking to me right now is very hurtful. And I need you to start watching over the words that are coming from your mouth because I know that you don't want to start an argument. I know that you don't want to hurt me. But the way you're talking is very hurtful. So I would want you to watch over your words and try to communicate the thing that you want to say a bit better. Do not put the things that how am I, but what my actions were and how did that make you feel. This approach changed my relationships with people, and I know it's a big thing, like to control yourself, especially when somebody is saying to you, you're annoying, or you're doing this, oh my god, this is bullshit, it's very hard to just basically control yourself, collect yourself into the moment. After I learned this control, it resulted afterwards into me being more controlled on my thoughts, onto what I'm speaking into the universe. And this is the second chapter I want to mention in today's video. Basically, universe is hearing you all the time. The God, the universe, whoever, like the higher power you believe in, like every single thought in your head, every single word that you say, every conversation that you have with other people, he's always listening. It's always listening. She's always listening. I don't know. It's listening, basically. So whatever you are wanting to get, you have to look at the right approach. Just as with relationships with people, like the psychology chapter of like the first psychology chapter of today's video, it was like more about approach to the, relationship with other people. And this thing is the relationship with your life, the relationship with the universe. Because when I'm gonna be saying, oh my God, I really want a boyfriend. Oh my God, I need a boyfriend. Like, why don't I have a boyfriend? There's nobody interested in me. I have this one friend that is all the time like that. Like, she just basically wants already like her man, and I get it. It's amazing. I wish her well. But the way she's having like her approach is very, very wrong. And I was saying to her, like, you need to stop it. You need to change the perspective. You need to change basically like the communication that the words that you're putting out, the vibration, the energy. Because like I said, it's the same thing that you're trying to achieve, but the way we are feeling those things that are coming from other people's mouths or like the whole sentences are totally different because they have different energy. If I'm saying you are annoying, it's like it's something wrong about you. Like you're this and that. Like I said, it's very offensive. It's like aggressive energy. If I'm saying this action annoyed me and I'm asking you not to do it again, it's more like calm, trying to, you know, make the peace, trying to communicate. It's totally different. The same thing is with the boyfriend. It's like, oh my God, nobody's interested in me. Oh my God, I really want a boyfriend. It's like, if you're saying all the time, I want this, why don't I have this? It's like, I'm not having it right now and I'm waiting for it to change, but you're all the time like tapping into this energy of not having it because you're all the time thinking like I'm not having it. So you're like claiming not having this thing. So the universe is hearing it. It's like, oh, she's not having it. Okay, she's not having it. It's the same thing with manifestation. I'm saying it in every single one of the videos. Like you have to change the tense. It cannot be into the future. It cannot be I will have a boyfriend, I will do this, I will, I don't know, climb a mountain. No, I am doing this. You have to tap into the energy. You have to tap into the right energy. And the same thing is like, oh my God, nobody's interested in me. No, right now the people in my life may not carry this energy, but I know that there's something waiting for me and I'm getting closer every day to this thing. Change the approach. My family came to visit me and they basically are so loud that I'm gonna ask them to be a bit quieter. Practical example in today's video is right now I left and I wasn't like, oh my God, you guys are so loud, can you stop it? I came out and I was like, I'm asking you again, can you be a bit quieter? I would really appreciate that. And my father was like, oh, okay, sorry. It's like, it's totally different approach. And this is the same with manifestation. This is the same with the universe. This is the same thing with wanting to have high vibrational life, wanting to manifest lots of things, wanting to be basically very fortunate. It's all the time about the way you are talking, the way you are approaching the things. It's all about the perspective. It's all about the way you're putting the words. So, like I said, if I'm going to be saying, I want clear skin, why don't I have a clear skin? It's like, if I'm being negative all the time, or I want this, I don't have this, I really want this, I really want this, chill. First of all, girl, detach. Girl, boy, I don't know who's watching. Detach. If you want something, you have to detach to get this. Always. It's the same with people. It's if I want to have, like, if I want to give you another advice, like to have an approach like into the relationships, detach. When you detach of the relationship, it's always working. It's always the balance, because if you're trying to hold on to thing for like, you know, too much, you're pushing it away. The more you're holding on to something, the more you're pushing it away. So basically, detach. But the way you're talking and the perspective you're having is the key. You cannot be thinking all the time about the losses, about what you don't have, and then expect to have abundance. If you're all the time focusing onto what is missing, what I'm not having here, what I want to change. Like I said, I have this friend of mine. She's all the time focusing onto what has passed, what is lost, what is going wrong. I'm like, girl, like I literally had a very deep conversation with her lately. I was like, don't do this, because this way you're literally bringing more loss into your life, because you're all the time having this energy of the loss. And the first law that you need to remember is whatever, like however you're vibrating, the more things like that you're like attracting. So if you're very pessimistic, if you're focusing onto that loss, you're gonna bring more things like that into your life. If you're more optimistic, if you're believing that you're very fortunate, that you're meant for success, you're meant for greatness, this is what you're gonna get. So it's all the time about your approach, about your perspective, about what you're putting, like the words you're saying, the sentences you're saying to the universe. And what I said at the beginning, your thoughts are sentences, your words that you're saying are sentences, even to yourself, even to other people, the conversations you're having. All the time focus onto like what energy those words of mine are having. What energy are they having? Because if I'm saying all the time to a friend of mine, like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have a boyfriend, well, I don't have him right now. It's like, girl, no. Always try to be more positive. Always try to carry the positive energy, the abundant energy. If you want to be abundant in your life, if you want to be wealthy, even in a relationship kind of way, even if in like happiness kind of way, be wealthy in life, be abundant in life, you have to have abundant energy. And this, like, you cannot basically skip it. You cannot be like, I'm going to have a poor people mindset, I'm going to have lots of money. No. No, honey, whatever businessman, whatever like, very successful person that you're gonna meet, they're always gonna have an abundance mindset. They're always gonna believe in themselves. Okay, they don't have to be very cocky. They don't have to be egocentric. They can be modest. I'm not talking they're gonna be like, screaming about their achievements, but they're gonna believe in themselves. They're gonna be confident. They're gonna be calm. They're gonna be collected. This is the thing. Collect your thoughts. And another thing also, my light just went off. Also, another thing from psychology, you know that your mind always is trying to adjust what we are like facing right now and what we already lived through. So it's not taking the facts as they are. It's always taking the perspective of the things we lived before. So it's basically very, very subjective. Your mind is very subjective, but your mind like is under your control always. This is something people don't understand. This is something like people with addictions, people that are like trying to have an excuse not to change themselves don't understand. You can always change your mindset. You can always change your mind. You can always have the control under your thoughts, under your mind. So if your mind is basically very subjective, your whole world is in your mind. Like, you know that eyes are only receptors. What you're seeing is in your mind. If something is wrong with the eye, oh my gosh, it's going off again. For example, eyes are only the receptors. Everything you're seeing is here. Everything you're seeing, oh my god, I'm just gonna record it without the light because it's going off for like the 4th time. I'm so sorry. Everything you're seeing is from your mind. Everything you're seeing is from your mind. So basically your mind controls every single thing, not only from the side. This was just an example. Everything from your world is controlled by your mind, and since you have the control under your mind, you have the control basically over your whole world, over your whole life. So the way you're supposed to act is collect your thoughts, because your thoughts are not always coming from you. Your thoughts might be coming from your ego, might be coming from your scarcity mindset, but doesn't necessarily is what you're agreeing with, is what you think. Sometimes your mind is testing you. Your mind and like your consciousness and your like beliefs are not always the same thing. You have the control over your mind, but your mind doesn't define you. You know what I mean? Like you have the control. For example, like sometimes the thought pops into your mind and you're like, oh, I don't think like that. What is going on? It's like your thoughts are not always coming from you. This is something I heard from a psychologist, that like not all thoughts are yours. So you have to basically be very picky about your thoughts. And if you heard this one thought, it doesn't mean that you need to think this way. It doesn't mean, oh my God, am I this person? Am I the person that thinks like that? No, it doesn't mean this way. Your thoughts are not always the things you believe in that define you. Your thoughts are for you to listen to them and trying to understand how they make you feel. Learn to collect yourself. Learn the control. Always. Control about your emotions, about your thoughts is something so powerful that like nobody understands how powerful this is. It's the same power as the words that you're speaking out, because the thoughts in your head are the same value as the words you're speaking out for the universe. It's the same thing. So if you're hearing your thought and you're like, okay, am I agreeing with this? Is this my mindset? Is this something I want to believe in? Like, is my future self, my higher self, whatever like I want to be in the future, is she or he agreeing with this? Is she or he having this mindset? If the answer is no, you don't have to panic that this thought has risen up. No, just collect yourself and be like, no, my mindset is like this. Basically, the way you can train this is always, I'm saying this every single day, every single time, meditation, journaling, just trying to basically get into your head, because the more you understand what is there, what is waiting there in your head, the more you can actually control it, the more you can actually be collected in it, because you know what is there. Sometimes people are scared of darkness, and I once heard that you're not scared of the darkness, you're scared of what can be in the darkness. So basically this unknown, undefined thing that you cannot see, this is scaring you. You're like, the unknown thing is scaring you. Nothing like if you would be like, okay, in the room is gonna be like the vase and the flower, and you know that there's nothing else there. I would chill. I would be like, okay, because I was scared of darkness my whole life. But if I am not certain what is there and I just have to go into the room, full, like basically dark as fuck, like I would be so scared, because it's like, okay, what is there? So if your mind is unknown to you, of course you don't want to go there. Of course you don't want to focus onto your thoughts. Of course you don't want to get into your head. Of course you don't want to go to therapy and learn what's there, because it's unknown, because you're scared of like what might be there. The more you're getting to know it, the less unknown it is. So what I would tell you right now is to basically every single time you have the occasion to learn what is in your mind, to learn what your thoughts are, and if you're agreeing with all of them or not, meditation, just have every single time you have the opportunity, focus on it. Focus onto your mind. Meditate, journal, go to therapy, basically start listening to yourself. And then also you're gonna see how much relationships with people are gonna be better because you learn how to control, because you learn how to communicate with the universe and with other people. It's something so underrated and it's something super important. And that is all I wanted to say in today's video. Thank you so much for hearing me. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I hope you like it. I hope you're gonna stay here for longer. As always, I love you so, so much. And thank you so much for being here. If you wanna stay here for longer, check out my YouTube videos and you can always leave a subscribe button. I love you guys so, so much. Have an amazing day. Ciao.